no.
Ocho Cinco, was he a quarterback?
Your ass better call somebody.
His team hasn't won a national championship since before he was even born.
Diggs gone for the touchdown. Caldwell Pope. How about that one, baby? Let's go. Come on.
Come back, Kelly.
I love college football.
Go Dogs.
Go Tigers.
Roll Tide, roll. Roll RMFT. Roll motherfucking Tide.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the NFL Weekly Matchup, Week 16. We just finished off Week 15 of NFL football. We're going into Week 16 now. Josh, not here tonight, but he did have a good week in the pick'ems. We all had a decent week. We all did pretty well, but Josh led, so he's happy about that. He's got some stuff to do. It is Christmas time, so I do understand. Bryson, we're not doing the college football weekly matchup this week, so Bryson's not here. He was going to come on, but he's a little sick. I think my nose is a little stuffy myself, so we're going. We're a little under the weather, but we're doing it, man. We're doing it. We're not no COVID, but we're doing well. But yeah, Preston's here with us. Preston beside me tonight. How was your week of NFL?
It was good. Not a lot of exciting games that I was really drawn to. Yet again, my Falcons are just piss poor. Still haven't won a game at home. They only have one home win, and that game wasn't even in the continental U.S. It was in London. So still looking for our first win at home. Maybe we get it this next one. I don't know. Gotcha.
Yeah, we are live tonight. This is our first live podcast. We've been doing live streams for NFL games. I've been going live doing play-by-play. They've been going pretty well, so we figured we go live tonight, and I could download it and post it on Apple Podcasts, edit it a little bit, post it on Apple Podcasts. The YouTube one will probably be just the same. It'll be same as the recording. I'll probably just throw in the intro. But, yeah, had a good week. So the records overall, I went 9-7 for the week. Preston also went 9-7. And Josh led the week once again. He led the week 10-6. I'm leading overall. I got a 107, an 87 record. Preston, 85-97. I'm missing 12 games from him. I don't know how. I got to figure this out.
That's probably on you, not me.
Well, you suck anyway. You're way behind. You have no chance.
Just give me 6-6. We'll just call it even.
Josh, 98-96. So he's a little bit behind on me, but he's catching up. So Josh, you definitely could catch up this week for the picks. And how we do this, if you do join and you're new, how we do this, it's spread picks. So we're going off spread picks, whatever the spread is on DraftKings Sportsbook. That's our pick. So that's whoever you go with there. We do every game. But, yeah, we're just going to recap Week 15 a little bit here. So we had the Colts. Beat the Patriots. What was that? Saturday? What game was it? What night was that? I can't even remember.
Saturday.
Was it Saturday night game? Saturday night game, Colts and Patriots. Colts winning by 10. Jonathan Taylor, of course, breaking off I think it was like a 90-something yard run for a touchdown. Did you catch any of that game? What was your thoughts on that game?
Very little of that game, but then again, I was watching it, and Carson Wentz was one of the reasons that the Patriots were able to make that game kind of close towards the end. I mean, the guy he has everything in him to be a star quarterback like he did for that one season that the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Then he gets hurt, and then he just hasn't been the same guy since. I don't know. I mean, it's rough to watch him sometimes because sometimes when he's, on top of his game, he's able to do what he needs to do and put the ball where he needs to. And then in other incidences, he throws it into quadruple coverage and gets an interception. I don't understand the shot taking there.
Yeah, I like Wentz. I think that's going to be the one thing that holds the Colts back, though. I've already been a big Wentz guy, but he's not. I don't know. He's not that good. He only threw 57 yards, which they didn't need him. He went 5 or 12, but they really don't need him. He's got a good offensive line that makes him look better than what he is, but struggled with injuries over time and struggled with turnovers. They still got Michael Pittman hasn't really done that in the past few weeks, but he hasn't needed to. Jonathan Taylor, 29 rush attempts for 170 yards on the night against a stout Patriots defense. But the Patriots has been, they've struggled a couple games in the run. So, maybe that's some places where you can beat them a little bit. But Still going strong. They got another tough game this week against the Bills. Colts got a tough game also. It's also on Saturday night. It's on Christmas Day, 8:15. They got to play the Cardinals. So that's two really good games. I think another game that went on this week, we also had the Packers and the Ravens. I know everyone caught that game. I know we were talking about that game back and forth. Tyler Huntley putting on a show, but they ended up going for two.
Again, I don't understand it. The statistics and the analytics say go for two because you have a better chance of just winning the game. That is the second time. A couple weeks ago, I bet on the freaking Ravens. They needed to just kick the point after, take it to overtime, and win by 4.5. What did they do? They went for two to the same guy, Andrews, a rollout to the right side of the field. They don't convert, and yet again, they lose it on the last second because they got too aggressive, and they lost it all. You put all their money in one bag, and they lost the bag, and that's the curse that's going to happen if you continue to play your season on analytics. It's just not worth it. Play the game the way you normally would play it. Kick the point after and take it further. Go to overtime.
Kind of look like a stats and analytic guy. You look like a guy that wouldn't want to go for two. I would
want to kick the point after. The odds are you're not going to get those 2 yards.
I understand you're a Ravens. The reason they should kick the field goal. They need the wins. They need the wins. They're still. I don't think they're fully in the playoffs yet.
I think they're still in the hunt. Technically,
no, they're still in the route. Preston taking the Ravens. We're not. What are you talking about taking the Ravens? We're recapping here. We're not even going over our predictions yet. But anyway, no, we're talking about the Ravens and Packers game. We're talking about the Ravens going for two. Preston didn't like it. I mean, I don't necessarily like it. I personally, sometimes I do like, them going for two.
Well, if they have all the momentum. But if you have all the momentum, but that was a back and forth kind of game, and I just didn't see it when they called it. First, when they did it in the Pittsburgh game, I was like, this is not the call. This is not what you should be doing here. And then when I watched that game, I was like, again, this is not the right call. It's just not.
I don't know, yeah. And then plus, didn't they throw it to Mark Andrews too?
The second time they did it, the first time they did it.
Yeah, they're expecting that.
Yeah, it was a roll out to the right, throw to Andrews in the front left or the front right pylon, and neither time he caught the ball. And it was just a good defense.
He had a good game. I mean, Andrews obviously had a real big game, but
and so did Huntley.
I expect it.
But take that to overtime and see what you can do there.
I agree with you. Other games that went on, let me pull up. My phone is acting crazy. I was trying to remember all the games I wrote down here.
You had the Cardinals and the Lions in Detroit. What happened? Jared Goff. I mean,
Cardinals still hurt, man.
I get it. 100% I get it. But I wouldn't think they were that hurt that the Lions would open up a 10-0 lead.
The Lions have looked better, man. I don't think the Lions are the worst team in football.
No, I definitely don't think they're the worst team. I think they're going to beat Atlanta this week. I really do. I think they're going to beat Atlanta. I think Atlanta's
I didn't expect that one.
No, Atlanta's terrible.
What was all this last week? You were talking they're going to make some noise in the playoffs.
I had another week of
He actually sat down and thought. This man last week, if you haven't watched, he said Atlanta was going to, I don't know if he was snorting something or whatnot, but he said Atlanta was going to make some noise in the playoffs. That's the biggest joke I've ever heard in my life.
Don't act like if the Saints don't have an easier, schedule right now as well. I mean, y'all got the Dolphins.
Oh, we do. I think we're going to make the playoffs just because of our easy schedule. But the Dolphins are tough, man. So to say, I don't know. It's definitely not a guaranteed win this week. I definitely think we could lose the spread, lose outright. But I would say this: if we had any type of receivers and we had a quarterback. If we had a quarterback, Taysom Hill is not a starting quarterback. I love him, man. I got this jersey on and everything. How about them Saints this week? Who dat? We do have to recap that. I didn't even think about that. I don't even know.
I don't even want to talk about the Saints.
No, we're talking about it. But anyway, no, we're talking about the Cardinals and Lions. Cardinals and Lions anyway. Yeah, I think the Cardinals are playing a little hurt. But I said the Lions have looked better. They got some receivers that Jared Goff has, kind of got involved with, in St. Brown and Josh Reynolds. Josh Reynolds, who he played with in the Rams, he's kind of targeted him a lot these last, few weeks. So, they're looking pretty good, I guess. Well, what's the word I'm looking for? Chemistry-wise, he's getting a chemistry with him. Anyway, besides that game, you had we'll talk about it. We're going to the Saints, shutting out the GOAT, Tom Brady. Who dat? say they're gonna beat them Saints, baby.
Okay, but you played them and their 3 best.
Dude, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Before that, we were slowing them down. I don't want to hear it. I knew that shit was coming.
Dude, they were playing hurt the entire game. If you're going to say the Cardinals
I don't care.
We're playing hurt versus Detroit.
Let me tell you right now, I don't give 2 shits because let me tell you something. What is always the motive? It always, Tom Brady can bring the grocery bagger off the street from Walmart and throw 3 touchdowns to him and he could go for 100 yards.
Yeah, but the grocery bagger tore his Achilles in that game, so he wasn't able to really play.
Bullshit. Chris Godwin is not a grocery bagger.
Leonard
Fournette is not a grocery bagger.
Chris Godwin went out.
Fournette is a
top. Wasn't 100%.
They're not grocery baggers, though. I'm talking about the Tyler Johnsons.
I can't sit here and argue about it. It is what it is. I mean, I didn't see it happening. I definitely thought because Tampa Bay could have locked up the division.
I told y'all before the game.
And I thought they were going to score 100 points.
I told y'all before the game. The Saints got a top 3 defense in the league. If we had any type of offense,
I don't think we have a top 3 defense.
If we had any type of,
Cam Jordan.
Cam Jordan is old as shit. We don't have Cam Jordan. We got Chauncey Gardner.
He had 2 sacks in the game.
He's still old though.
But he was the presence to have to be felt.
His presence up there, but we got other people too. I mean, we got Marcus Lattimore, Chauncey Gardner Johnson. Got good linebackers over there. I mean, there's plenty of the defense is coached well. I think the defense is very good. But if we had any type of offense, we'd be Super Bowl contenders. I would Super Bowl contenders. If we had a quarterback and some receivers, we would be Super Bowl contenders. We're not Super Bowl contenders though. We're definitely not. Not unless if they should have made a run. We should have won the last.
Okay, if I was the Falcons general manager, I would trade you Matt Ryan for Michael Thomas.
I wouldn't do that though.
Why?
Because Michael Thomas is way younger.
Yeah, but you get a quarterback.
Yeah, but we get a quarterback that's about to fucking retire.
He's got like 4 more years in him.
Yeah, 4 more. What kind of years? I'd love to have
Peyton Manning won a Super Bowl, and that guy could barely throw the ball.
I'd love to have Matt Ryan, but I wouldn't give up more than the 5th round pick for him.
You get Michael Thomas been nothing but
Michael Thomas. Yeah, he has not been nothing but Thomas. I hate Michael Thomas, but yeah, making some noise. Thank you, Josh. Y'all, if you're in the chat, y'all throw out some questions. We'll answer questions in the chat or whose side you're on, whatever. We're gonna be, like I said, we're doing it live and we're gonna post it, but just throw out some questions. But anyway, no, I mean Michael Thomas is still good. He's still a great receiver. I hate Michael Thomas. I don't think he wants to play for the Saints. I don't think he's going to be there much longer. But
that depends on if the coach is going to be there. If the coach is there, I don't think he's going to stick around.
Why does he? What do you mean?
I don't think he wants to play for Sean Payton. I don't think Michael Thomas wants to play for Sean Payton.
Why would you not want to play with one of the
because
best
Sean
coaches
Payton
in the league?
Called him out at the beginning of the season and was like questioning why he did what he did with getting his surgery. And I mean, I don't think that's a recipe for success there.
But yeah,
I think neither side was wrong. I think the only thing that was dealt with wrong in that situation was the fact that he publicly came after him in a press conference where everybody was listening and is like, I don't think you can yell at him all you want in the meeting room and everything like that. But the moment you did it on the press conference, I think that was where it was wrong because you kind of threw him under the bus. He was told 2 different things.
Well, he did say, I think he said beforehand. I want to say before this, he said he didn't want to play. I've heard he didn't want to play for the Saints.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you can't do anything on it now. I mean, he hasn't played. He's not going to play the rest of the season. I don't think the Saints make the playoffs, so it doesn't really matter. I think the season's going to be over in a couple weeks.
If you don't think the Saints make the playoffs, who makes the playoffs there in the NFC? I mean, who gets that? Who's the spot? Who's the spots for wild card? You got the 49ers. I'd have to look at the bracket.
Honestly, it really could. It is a flip.
I think they're the top. They're the top one. I think they're going to get the wild card. I mean, they have an easy.
Who would be the 2 wild card positions? Because it'd be the 2 teams.
It's 2.
Wait, you have to think about it because the Rams. If the Rams win the West, then you'd have the Cardinals winning the wild card, and then you'd have the Cardinals and then the 49ers because the 49ers aren't going to win the West.
I think the Rams and the 49ers are going to make it the wild card.
Well, then
they did an extra wild card. Extra spot. That's what I'm saying.
There's an extra game. That's right. If I'm not mistaken, there's 4 teams on each wild card.
I'd have to think in the NFC who would make it, but I would think the Saints.
I'd
have to look at the bracket. If you want to pull up the bracket while we're doing that. But yeah, other games that went on. Was there other game? I know there's plenty of other games. We just talk about some of the good games.
Minnesota.
Like we said Miami staying hot against the Jets. Had some games yesterday. You had the Eagles and the Redskins. Eagles and the Footballers, the football team.
I think y'all probably make the playoffs.
Yeah, that was a good game. Good game. We streamed that game. We went live for that game. That was awesome. People, I say we.
He says we. It was him.
Well, I mean, I didn't say you couldn't come.
Just didn't get the invite.
Well, I invited you. I didn't think about it. Anyway,
It's okay.
had Eagles win that game. They're still, I guess, technically, maybe possibly fighting for a playoff spot. Rams beating Seattle yesterday. Any other games we want to recap?
No, I think the rest of them are really kind of just like kind of water under the bridge. I mean, I was really interested. I wasn't interested in the game, but I kind of have like this thing. So I'm a huge college football guy. College is my go-to in football. And the last quarterback that really just dominated Clemson before Joe, like on his name, Joe Burrow. I'm thinking about the other guy's name. Played for Georgia and then went to Ohio State. Justin Fields. Joe Burrow. I want to see him succeed in college and everything like that. And I mean, he's got the Bengals competitive. Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch this game, but I watched.
That's going to be an interesting game. Hey, there's some tough. We're going to get into the games in just a second. There's some tough games this week to pick from.
Yes,
I think it's Bengals and Ravens is one of them, and that could be or Bengals and somebody. Is it Bengals, Ravens, Bengals and somebody? I'd have to look at it, but I think it's Bengals, Ravens, Bengals and somebody. And that's going to be a playoff spot. That could, it's Ravens, Bengals. That could change the whole, whoever wins that game is more than likely making the playoffs. So, I mean, that's going to be an interesting one.
3.5 in favor of Cincinnati.
I got 2.5. That's why I got them. That's why I wrote down. So, we're going 2.5. That's why I wrote down. So, we're going 2.5. We are going 2.5 in favor of Cincinnati. That's a lot. It went up to 3.5. Dang.
Well, it's 3, but we always go up.
I also had another game. One game. It was way back. Feels like it was years ago. Chiefs beating the Chargers. That was an epic game. That was probably one of the best games of the year. I think Travis Kelce, 148 yards going off in that game. Catching the game-winning touchdown. What a game that was. But anyway, we're going to get into the player. I think it's the play. Yeah, sorry. I was making sure I didn't have nothing else I wanted to talk about. The player of the week for week 15. Preston, I'll let you go first. Who you got?
I got to pull it back up. I just lost it.
All right, I'll go first then. Obviously, I'd pick them all if I could. I'd pick every single person in the Saints defense, but you got to go with Mr. Cameron Jordan.
This is literally the guy that, like, less than 5 minutes ago said, "Oh, Cam Jordan's old," but he's picking him as the player of the week.
I'm picking him as the player of the week. I think he had a good game. I think he's old. It doesn't. I mean, it's a fact. He's old. The man's old.
He's not that old.
He is pretty old. He's like 34, 33. Somebody look up Cam Jordan's age. Look it up for me. He's up there. He's not a young man no more. And that's not the only defense we have. We have Chauncey Gardner-Johnson from Florida. And we got Marcus Lattimore, who's a great cornerback, even though hopefully he can stay out of trouble. Yeah, I mean, Josh Kelce, is that what you're saying your player of the week was? Anyway, no, I was looking to see Cameron Jordan. Yeah, he had 5 tackles, 2 sacks, a forced fumble, and held one of the best offenses to 0. Andy, I think what was it?
One of the best offenses without 3 other weapons.
Dude, it wasn't the whole game. Yes, but what I'm saying, you don't understand Cooper Kupp. Yeah, that was yesterday. I'm going with the Saints. He can go with whoever he wants. What I'm telling you is you don't understand that people say the narrative is, oh, Tom Brady threw 32. Okay, that's still. I mean, he's still good. He like I said, he wasn't good. What my point was to Cameron Jordan, he said, oh, you just had Cameron Jordan. That's not all we have. We have plenty of other defenses. And I think we have a top 5 defense in the NFL. It's not top 3. Anyway, but no. And Cameron Jordan, I think he was 100 career sack or something. 100. What do you? I saw it. I think it was 100 career sack. I could be. I could be totally wrong there. I'm not 100% on that. But, yeah, he had, 100 career sack, I believe. That was awesome. I know they showed that all over Twitter. What else was I talking about? No, but the narrative is Tom Brady can go out there with no receivers and he could go throw it to a homeless man off the street. Well, I don't want to hear it when, everybody gets hurt for him. He's done it before without him. Why couldn't he do it that game? The Saints hold him to 0 one time. Why couldn't he do it that game?
I don't think I've ever heard the narrative where he could take a bag man off the street.
Dude, you've never heard that. Hey, I've heard it plenty of times. Everybody says Tom Brady, when he was on the Patriots, he could take he's throwing it to the grocery bagger off the street, and he's going to score 3 touchdowns. Even though, I mean, at times he did have good receivers. He had Randy Moss. He had Deion Branch. He had other receivers. He had Antonio Brown, Tampa Bay. But, whatever.
He actually comes back this week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he does come back. And Brashad Perriman, that boy I think he's still pretty good for Tampa Bay. But anyway, I don't know. I think it was good. Who's your player of the week?
This week I've got Jared Goff. He went 21 of 26, 216 yards and 3 touchdowns versus the Cardinals. Yes, now I understand they were hurt. But, I think that was just a step in the right direction because the narrative that everybody's been saying about Jared Goff is he's just not an NFL quarterback. He's not that good, and I've been one of the naysayers as well. But this week he put all the doubters to shame. He was able to play 60 minutes of good football. They were at home, and we were talking about it earlier. I also don't think that Detroit's the worst team in the NFL. I think there's some teams out there that Detroit could actually beat and just have a more skill than. And I think this team could be a team that wins 5 or 6 games next year. Who's to say? I mean, they're getting better in each and every week. Their new head coach, I think he's building a culture there that makes them more competitive and a tougher out every week. So. My player of the week, Jared Goff. I think he just, performed way better than everybody expected, especially myself. So, props to him.
Great pick. But the Hawks got freaking 39 points, and it is the 9 minutes in the third quarter. This is awesome.
And it looks like my Clemson Tigers, switching gears real quick, in college basketball are about to beat Virginia 65-47 with 1:18 to go. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Tigers on top.
Who? Yes, thank you. It was 100 sacks. Who cares? No one cares. The Clemson guy didn't say you were. I said, who cares?
Man, I can't wait for my rant because this guy is a part of it every freaking time. He's always
that's where we're going. We're going for it. We usually do it on the college football show, but we are going this week to the rant of the week on the NFL show since there's no college football show. Preston, I don't know if I have one, but Preston, you got a rant of the week. What's your rant of the week?
Mine's just nothing big. It's just about, me being a fan of my team. Now, I vividly remember, I can't remember exactly the date. Me and Christopher were sitting in We were sitting in a meeting in the school for what? Writing, right? For the bell ringer.
Yes.
Remember, and it was the trade deadline for the MLB. And I was sitting there and I was getting excited about the players. And he said, "Oh,
sorry,
on fire."
Josh interrupted. He said, "Clemson polo team is on fire." Chris, go ahead.
I don't think they have a polo team, actually. They have a hockey team. But I was sitting there, I was getting excited. And what did the Braves do? They won the World Series, okay? I'm excited about my teams playing in every single game because I know they're going to win the national championship. I know the men's soccer team just won a national championship last week, okay? The men's football team is going to win a national championship next year. Our basketball team just beat Virginia this week.
Don't lie to you. So you probably said this before, yeah, but you say this before every season. You say you know. It don't. Sometimes it just don't fucking happen. So what do you do then?
Again, my team has won a national championship, and until your team does, I don't think you can tell me that my team can't win one.
I didn't say you couldn't. I'm saying you're looking at it every year as, my team's going to win the national championship. It's obviously don't have.
Fan is short for fanatic.
Yeah, but who cares about the Georgia hockey team?
I don't care about the Georgia hockey team.
I don't even know if they have a hockey team. Who cares about the Georgia? I'm sorry for soccer fans out there. Who cares about the Georgia soccer team? No offense. I mean, if
soccer's not the largest sport in the world.
Oh, it is the largest sport in the world. But I'm saying there's no way I care about every sport like that out there. I mean, maybe I should. I don't know. There's not a lot of people. I guarantee you more than half the people in the world probably doesn't care about all the sports. They probably either care about just college football or
just
speak
for everybody.
College basketball or just –
I know every time that I see a Clemson colored team out there, I'm sitting there, I'm like, those are my guys. Those are my girls. I'm going to watch them. I'm going to root them on. That's just my team.
Why?
Because that's just my team. I've got to pull from. I love the sport. I love all sports. I will sit down and watch a women's basketball team.
What brought you to being a Clemson fan? I just want to know.
From the state of South Carolina, there really is only 2 teams to pick from, Gamecocks or Clemson. And I think the colors actually just draw me to the
Good choice there. I'll give you that one. All right, we're going to get into the games. I don't think I have a rant of the week. I can't think of one off the top of my head. I don't really have no rant. We were talking about it. The other thing we were talking about. Did you have any – before we get into the picks, did you have any college football things you want to talk about?
No, we talked about it. Josh sent us was it either Josh or Bryson? Texas A&M's practically out of the Gator Bowl. They're looking to replace it, and I think that they were in talks with Coastal Carolina to fill that spot, which if they did, that'd be kind of cool because Coastal Carolina just played their first bowl game. So if they play it, they'd play 2 bowl games this year. I don't think that's ever happened before, if I'm not mistaken.
And one thing that made me mad, Josh was talking about if the playoff semifinals were one team was unavailable to play.
And it's a forfeit. That team wins automatically.
That is bullshit. Redo the damn game. Just wait on the game. I don't understand that. That blows my mind. This is kind of a rant or whatever. And they're saying if one team can't play, the other team wins, or both teams can't play the other semifinal game, whoever wins that game wins the national championship. That is a load of BS. They need to cancel. If that's the case, you need to cancel the game for a couple weeks or whatever and play it then. I want to see the best team win the national championship. Even if it is Alabama. If Alabama wins, that's fine. Alabama might be the best team, but you don't know. Even Michigan could possibly win the national championship. You just don't know. I mean, it's any given Saturday or whatever you want to say. It's not always Saturday, I guess, but it's any given. I mean, it's any given day.
I understand on both sides because they're on tight deadlines because as soon as this gets over with, some coaches are leaving to go to other schools and everything like that. And then on top of that, you've got some players are committing, and then you also have recruiting trails.
Are you kidding me? They want to win the damn national championship. They better put that shit on hold. They better put that shit on hold to win a national championship.
I just don't think they can. Now, I'm confused on what happens if all teams were to have an issue. Is there just no national champion for the year?
I mean, I don't think that's –
I'm just saying, if there's not a team that can play –
I don't know.
Do they just go 5, 6,
I just
7, 8?
I just hope they figure it out. They better just figure it out. The game better happen, hopefully. And, it's going to suck if something happens. And because all you're going to hear if Georgia beats Alabama and Alabama has somebody out or something, all you're going to hear, or even if Alabama beats Georgia, it could go the other way. I'm not going to be that Georgia fan because Georgia, already lost to them. If it happens, all you're going to hear is, oh, they couldn't beat them at full strength, or Georgia couldn't beat them at full strength, but they could be. That's all you're gonna hear for this man right here.
They couldn't beat him at full strength. They showed the SEC
championship
game when they got spanked.
But what I'm telling you that if Georgia plays Alabama again in the national title game, and somehow Alabama comes up with COVID issues, but the game still plays, you would say the other way.
I would, because they couldn't beat him at full strength, and that's the only way they could beat him. Because I don't think they could beat him at full strength.
He knows nothing. What are you talking about?
Motivational speaker.
Tell me that's not the best name of all time. Sorry, I got family coming in, my dad coming in. Tell me that's not the best name of all time. Dr. Whisper, motivational speaker. How about that? What a name.
It's a terrible name.
But no, I'm just saying, like you would say that they couldn't beat them at full strength. I mean, it's not my problem. They played the game. I
understand. If there's COVID issues and they can't play, they can't play. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it.
That's why his voice is shot. Are you talking about me? You're on my side. Okay. Anyway, we're going to get to the pick'ems, the spread picks for week. We're going to get out of college football. We're going to get to week 16 spread picks. If you got any questions in the chat, I
don't think I like this guy.
He's a good guy. I love the name. Dr. Whisper, motivational speaker. He was talking to me in the stream the other day. He's great. Got a great name. Great guy. Anyway, if you got any questions in the chat about NFL or anything, throw them in the chat. We'll be here, throughout the stream and whatnot. We're going to do our spread picks for week 16 of NFL. Got people coming back and forth. Hold on. People coming back and forth. Come on. You ain't got to be quiet. Come on.
Oh, I don't have to be quiet.
No, come on.
Preston, this house is dirty. You don't have to take your shoes off. Look at it.
All right,
no, I always do it. It's my thing. Babe, no, my room is extremely dirty.
Dedicated to March, cleaning house for Christmas Eve. Isn't that bad?
Hey, I got to do it as well. I got family coming.
It's going to be great. Listen.
All right, y'all.
You have a great night.
You too. Hey, y'all have a good Christmas, okay?
Thank you as well.
Are we done? Thank you. Okay, anyway, let's get to the games. Upcoming games. Thursday night football. Tomorrow, 49ers at the Titans. 49ers favored by 3.5. Preston, I'll let you
Wait, 49ers, you mean Texans?
Titans. They're playing the Titans. It's not the Texans.
49ers, Texans?
You got the wrong week, bud.
Oh, I have the wrong week on here?
Yes, you got.
I do have the wrong week.
You got the wrong week, bud. Got the wrong week. Josh, if you want to throw your pick in the chat or send them later, whatever, maybe I can get Preston or I can write them down, however. Anyway, Niners at Titans. Niners favored by 3.5. Preston, you'll go first on this one. Who you going with?
Titans, Niners, San Francisco favored. I don't know. San Francisco's starting to play a lot better. So, yeah, I'd probably just like Josh, I see just comment in the comments. I'd probably go 49ers.
He's going
minus 3.5.
He's going 49ers minus 3.5. So is Josh. So Josh is going 3.5 49ers. Can you write down Josh's picks too for me?
Yeah.
If you don't mind. Okay, yeah. So Josh is going 49ers as well. Josh, like I said, if you do join, don't know who Josh is. He couldn't be here tonight. He's got some Christmas stuff going on, other stuff going on, family at home. But he'll be back for the NFL show soon when we do the next one. I am actually going to go. I think I'm going to go with the Titans at home. It's Thursday night football, guys. It's Thursday night football. All the games have been close. It's 3.5. I expect it to be a close game, even though the Titans haven't been great. They just lost to Pittsburgh. The Niners, they play. Against good teams, they play a lot of games pretty close. Besides something, don't get me wrong. I think if the Niners had even though Jimmy Garoppolo statistically has been really good this season, I think if they had a really good quarterback, I think they could be one of the favorites in the NFC to go to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. But I don't know. Titans need to win, man. I think the Titans need to win. So do the Niners, though. Titans at home. I don't know if they're going to win this game. I think it's just going to be about a 3-point game. I don't even know who in the world that is. Emma Pakokaboo in the chat. Thank you for joining. I don't know who you are. Anyway, I'm going to take the Titans minus 3.5. Plus 3.5, excuse me. Anyway, you good?
Yeah.
Okay, we got a Christmas Day game, 4:30 on Saturday. Browns at the Packers. Packers favored by 7.5. These are some tough games for me. 7.5. Browns at the Packers. Packers at home. I wrote down Packers. Dude, what is this? What is going on? I don't even know who these people are. I guess these are bots. Caldwell Pope, where are you at? Where are we at when you need you?
Oh, he's taking Packers as well.
Yeah. Josh is taking Packers. I'm going to take Packers at home just because the Browns have been dealing with some injuries and some COVID stuff. They could come back and play well. 7.5 is a lot of points. God, Browns need to win, but I don't know. I think the Packers are probably one of the best teams in the NFC. 7.5. I see the Packers winning probably by about 10, and they're at home. Give me the Packers as well. Preston, who you going with?
It's clean sweep. I'm taking the Packers minus 7.5 for the same reasons you just said. I think Aaron Rodgers, he's still dealing with that toe issue. So we'll see how that's going to, hurt him in this matchup. I don't think it's going to as much. I think the Browns are still playing, with, I guess I wouldn't call it injuries, but they've got the COVID issue still. So I'm going to take the Packers minus 7.5. I think at home that they should, open this game up.
Gotcha. Next game, 8:15 game. May go live for this game as well, depending on what I'm doing Christmas night. Colts at the Cardinals. Cardinals favored by 1.5. Preston, you're going to go first on this one. Who you got?
You said the Cardinals are favored, right?
Cardinals favored by 1.5 at home over the Colts.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Cardinals minus 1.5. My only issue is that they have a couple guys that are questionable, James Conner, Ertz, Moore. So we'll see how that's going to really affect them. But with Carson Wentz as the quarterback, he's been an issue the last couple weeks. He almost cost them the game last week versus the Patriots. So for those reasons, I'm going to take the Cardinals. If they can get healthy, I'm going to take the Cardinals minus 1.5.
Yeah, Colts, they want to win. They need to win, but so do the Cardinals. Cardinals, they're coming off some losses here, trying to, get the division over the Rams. I believe it's tied right now, and both of them are 1-1. I don't know how that works. So both of them are tied at 1-1. How does that work? They both beat each other. I'm not sure how that works, but I'm going to take the Cardinals as well. Hopefully they can get a win here, even though they're hurt. I don't know any word on Hopkins. Is Hopkins, as they say, he's going to play? Did it say?
I thought he said he was out for the rest of the season. Possibly could make the playoffs.
Ooh.
With his knee, he strained the ACL or MCL, something like that.
Ooh. That's tough, boys. I don't know. I just feel like the Cardinals need to win this game. I'm taking the Cardinals. Give me the Cardinals minus 1.5. I should go different than you guys, but I'm taking the Cards minus 1.5. I'm picking. It's pretty much a pick 'em, so I'm picking them to win that game. I don't know. I'm not a full believer in the Colts like you. I'm not a believer in the Colts at all. I like the Wentz. I think there's teams Colts could beat in the playoffs. I think they can contend against the Patriots. I think that's a bad matchup for them. I thought that from the beginning, and I think they could possibly run. I think they could run over the Bills. I don't know if they can beat the Bills, but I think there's teams they can beat. I don't know. I just feel like the Cardinals. It could go either way, but I'm taking them. Pretty much a pick 'em. Next game, Sunday games. Giants at the Eagles. Eagles favored by 10.5. It's a 1:00 game. Jake Fromm, I'm guessing is going to get the start. I'm not 100% on that.
Yeah, I saw today it said Mike Glennon and Jake Fromm are both taking first-team snaps, and the head coach is going to decide whenever he's going to decide, probably late in the week, to determine who's going to be the starting quarterback. They said Mike Glennon has played terrible in relief. So we'll see. I don't know if they can get too much better with Jake Fromm or Mike Glennon. I think either way they're not going to be within 10.5. So
I'm gonna disagree. I'm taking the Giants here. I don't think the Eagles should be favored by 10.5 over anybody really. I don't know. I mean, I feel like Giants sometimes their defense looks good. Eagles, you never know with the Eagles. They're at home. They could show up. And they could blow them out. But like I said, it's a divisional game. These divisional games are always, a lot of times they're pretty tight. Giants, the Eagles maybe there's a question there. Maybe they've never seen Jake Fromm much besides in college. So, maybe Jake Fromm comes out, has a good day. Maybe they're able to get something going. I just don't think it's going to be 10.5. I think the Giants can withstand that. I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty confident in that. Give me the Giants plus 10.5. Next game, Rams at the Vikings. Rams favored by 3.5. So I wrote down most of my picks, but this is one I did not write down because I'm leaning. I don't know what to do with. Vikings need to win to somehow, get in the playoffs. Rams want to win to somehow to get the division. It's 3.5. Rams have been looking good. This is a 1:00 game. They struggled a little bit against Seattle, and I don't think Seattle's that good.
Josh took the Vikings.
Yeah, it's not a big I was leaning Vikings at home. I'm going to take the Rams. I'm just going to take the better team here. I'm taking the Rams minus 3.5. Maybe they can win by 6 or 7. I think that's going to be a tight game. That's a tough pick for me. I know the Vikings, they need to win at home, but give me the Rams.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Rams as well. I'm going to take the better team. The Vikings can surprise some people. They can score a bunch of points. They got Kirk Cousins. He's been putting up some great numbers in fantasy, able to throw the ball with consistency.
About the Vikings, though, their defense.
Yeah, the defense is rough. So I think it's going to be one of those games that it could be close in the first half. And I think the Rams, their defensive line and that whole defense as a total, if they're healthy, don't have the COVID bug, don't have any injuries in the practice this week, I think they should be able to, win by, like you said, 7 or 8. So I'm taking the Rams.
Gotcha. Next game here, we got the Bills at the Patriots. A rematch here from the snow game. They're saying this game's supposed to be good weather, though, on Sunday. Patriots are favored by 2.5. Excuse me. Patriots favored by 2.5. Preston, you're going to go first on this one. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm going to take New England here, minus 2.5. I think if everything goes their way, they should be able to win this game. The Ravens, they're hit or miss each week. They were my preseason Super Bowl favorite, pretty much, to play the Bucs. I said Bills, Bucs in the Super Bowl. They're going to have to show me something because as of now, I don't think they're going to – there's not a lot of teams in the AFC that I think they can beat. I don't think they can beat the Patriots. I don't think they can beat the Chiefs. There's teams out there I just don't think they could beat. So for that reason, I'm taking Patriots minus 2.5.
I'm not a believer in the Bills though either, but I think they need this win. They got to get this win. I believe they're still fighting. They're not guaranteed in the playoffs. What's the Bills' record right now? I'm not 100%.
The Bills are 8-6.
8-6. So I mean, they need this win. They need this win bad. I think they're going to come ready to play. They want to split the divisional game. I don't know if they can. I know Patriots. Thing about it is the Patriots are coming off a loss too. That's what kind of sucks. Patriots got to be ready to play too. I mean, they always got to be ready to play, and they're at home. But I don't know. I think plus 2.5. I think either way, I'm taking the Bills outright in this game. I just think, they have to win this game to get in the playoffs.
Yeah, but how did they lose their last game? They lost because of Jonathan Taylor just going off like he has been all season, or at least
the running game on the Patriots is
the Bills.
The running game. I'm saying the running game on the Patriots side is a little bit suspect as far as offensively. I mean, they have some injuries over there, and
the Bills don't have. What I'm saying is the Bills don't have a guy in that running back room that I think really scare you.
Yeah, they got a couple guys over there, and they've been running. They ran Singletary a little bit more last week, and he looked pretty good. So I don't know. I mean, I just think they're going to have to. I don't expect it to be a high-scoring game, but I think Josh Allen's going to have to play well, even though I think he's dealing with a toe injury as well. I think he's dealing with some type of injury. You can't really tell. He's still running the ball, but I don't know. I just think they need to win, man. I think the Patriots are probably the better team, probably the better pick here. I'm just going to go with my gut, and I think the Bills need to win. There's no really stats on that. I'm taking the Bills. Next game, Buccaneers at the Panthers. Bucks favored by 10.5 still. This line may have changed with all the injuries. I'm not sure. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm
it hasn't changed. It's only 10 now.
Well, yeah, I think I'll do it up to 10.5 because we have to go half points. But I'm going to go with the Bucks minus 10.5. I just don't think the Panthers are that good. Even if they have Sam Darnold, I don't know. I just don't think they're that good. I think the Patriots will get Antonio Brown back. Ronald Jones, I think he's still a good back. They've got some other good backs out there. Like I said, I just think this. I mean, not saying it was all the Saints defense. Don't get me wrong. They had some injuries, and it's hard to go with some guys that you haven't practiced with all week and you haven't expected, them guys to get hurt. But I just think the Buccaneers are the better team. I think they're upset. I think they're going to want to blow out the Panthers, even though they're on the road. I expect Antonio Brown to get involved coming back if he's not hurt.
Can they still lock up the division with a win tonight or in that game?
That's a good question.
I think they can because they could last week.
I mean, I expect them to win the division anyway, but I don't know.
Oh, who knows? The Falcons probably could sneak up, make some noise.
Yeah, make some noise. I just expect, I expect even Brashad Perriman. Brashad Perriman's supposed to be back. Everybody says they don't have receivers. I still believe if Brady gets practice time, I mean, he can do good with, even with those receivers. So,
well, I've kind of heard this thing that Brady could make anybody good. Like you could take like a Bagman.
That's what we were talking about. Yeah, that's what I've heard on the street. I mean, you can't. There's been Clay John. Have y'all not heard people say that before? I mean, everybody used to say.
I'm just trying to get this guy all riled up over here.
I mean, there's been people that always just say that when he was on the Patriots. I mean, he just has done it over the years. So, I mean, I don't disagree with it. So who are you going with?
I'm going with the Bucks minus 10.5. The thing that I want to see is how they're going to treat the Leonard Fournette hamstring injury.
Gronk could have a big game too.
Gronk could have a big game, but I want to know if he's somewhat healthy. No, he's questionable. He's questionable as of before I got here.
Questionable. I've heard he's not going to.
Questionable, doubtful. I don't think he's playing.
I've heard they're going to. They'd be dumb to play him. They need to sit him out the regular season. Ronald Jones, when Fournette was out last year, Ronald Jones averaged over 100 yards. So, I mean, why not play Ronald Jones? I mean, they have backs out there. It's just
I hope I get him in the waiver wire. I put in a thing for myself.
I definitely don't expect Leonard Fournette to play unless there's
I need the freaking Bucks to go ahead and put him on the IR completely because I cannot put him on my IR in fantasy. It won't let me. It only lets me put him in the bench because he's questionable or doubtful. He's not injured.
Well, I mean, if they say he's injured after this week, if they say they're going to cancel him for the season, they'll probably put him on.
Yeah, but I'm in the playoffs and I need him.
Did you click on it? Did it say what he said? Because I thought he was already announced. I thought it was already announced, but I could be wrong. Anyway, we're going to go to the next game here. What a barn burner we have here. Possibly the two worst teams in football. I didn't know what to do with this game either. The Jags at the Jets. Jets favored by 2.5. Two rookie quarterbacks, two top picks here. Zach Wilson.
Who's favored?
Trevor Lawrence. Jets are favored by 2.5. What you got over there?
It's even for me.
It's even. We got the Jets favored by 2.5. Tough game for me here. I really want to take the Jags here. It's just pretty much who you think is going to win outright. I mean, 2.5 is not going to do much. I don't think that's really who do I think is going to win outright. I just think the Jets got a better. I like the Jets. I wrote down Jags, but I definitely like the Jets.
Yeah, and I think the whole issue with the coaching situation going on over in Jacksonville that could.
Hey, we're all going Jets. Jets. I'm surprised by that. All going Jets here. Yeah, I mean. They want to play good, and James Robinson could have a big day here because Jets have had the worst run defense in the league. But I don't know. I just feel like the Jets are a better team. I mean, I've watched a little bit of the Jets game. I don't know. I got to see what Trevor Lawrence can. Might come out and ball out. I haven't liked the way the Jaguars look. I still don't know what is going on with all these comments there. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, we're all taking the Jets there. So let me change my pick here. I wrote down the Jags. I changed my mind midway through. I was taking the Jets. I was thinking about that game.
Wait, so you're taking the Jag now?
No, I said earlier today I wrote down the Jags. I'm taking the Jets. Next game, I think we're going to might be on agreement here. Josh might be different, but Preston's already pretty much said his pick here. The Lions at the Falcons. Falcons favored by 5.5 over the Lions, coming off a win. Lions looking pretty good chemistry-wise with some of the receivers and Josh Reynolds and St. Brown. And Falcons, not so much. Falcons, I didn't catch much of that game. I don't know how much they looked towards the 49ers. What about that? Did you watch the Falcons game, the early in the game? How about that touchdown that was called back in the first play? That was fun. Anyway.
It's the season for them.
Anyway, who you going with now?
Yeah, I'm taking the Lions plus 5.5. I think they can win this game outright. I don't know. I mean, but I could also see them keeping this game close. I think Atlanta is they're terrible. I mean, I know technically they're in the hunt for the playoffs. They're not doing anything. They're terrible. I don't think. I mean, I could see them losing.
Bipolar, man. He was saying he was all in his Atlanta jersey last week, saying, "Oh, they're gonna make some noise in the playoffs. Oh, the Saints suck. Saints come out and throw up a big 0 on the greatest quarterback of all time.
Hurt team.
I don't care. I don't want to hear it. See, y'all always got some type of excuse when my team does good. When your team does
that
good,
is exactly what y'all do to me in college.
No, you just get too excited. Your team goes to the freaking Cheez-It Bowl. That's what we're saying.
I support my team through thick and thin.
I don't care. I mean, I could care less. Georgia made a Cheez-It Bowl. I could care less. But I'm gonna agree with y'all. I'm gonna go with the Lions as well. 5.5 is just too much. I think the Falcons win, but I think it's gonna be a close game. Could be 7 points. I don't know. I don't think the Falcons are that good. I think the Lions chemistry. Like I said, on the
they're not a
end,
2-11 team. This team is way better than the record says now in the season.
I would say they're way better. I wouldn't say they're way better just because they've won a few good games. I would say they're better than. They're not the worst team in football. That's what I would say.
I agree.
I would say they're not the worst team in football.
I think they're better than the Jets. I think they're better than the Giants.
Giants tough. I would say they're better than the Jets, and I'd
Jaguars.
probably say they were better than the Jaguars. I don't know about from there, but anyway, and the Texans possibly.
Ooh, I don't know about the Texans now.
Yeah,
Texans sneak up on.
That's what I'm saying. They play some teams tough.
They've played some good games this year. They really have.
And they, I don't know. Anyway, next game. Speaking of the Texans, you got the Chargers at the Texans. Chargers favored by 11.5. Yeah, I wrote it down. I'm taking the Texans plus or 11.5. I said mid 9.5. Excuse me.
So it's plus 9.5. It's 9.5
minus 9.5 for the Chargers. I'm taking the Texans plus 9.5. I don't know. I just think they play some teams tough. They're coming off a win. Chargers can struggle at times. I think the Chargers are really good. I think they can make some noise in the playoffs.
Don't call me.
I think they could make some noise in the playoffs. I love, if they get the passing game going with Herbert. But
I didn't bring my Cheez-Its today.
They do have some – Eckler's not going to play with COVID or whatever. I don't know. I just think the Texans play some games tough. Yeah, I'm just going to take them plus 9.5.
Josh is taking the Chargers minus 9.5. I'm going to side with Chris. I think because they've played some teams close, I think, this time of the year.
Don't get me wrong. They could definitely get blown out.
Yeah, they very well could get blown out. But I think it's the time of the year. It's like, all the money's on the table. You've got nothing to play for at the end of the year. So
the thing is, Chargers do. The only bad thing is Chargers do have something to play for. They're playing for the playoffs. So
yeah.
They're playing for the playoffs. So Josh.
So were the Bucs last week.
Josh went with the Chargers. So
I'm going Texans plus 9.5.
Yeah, Josh could definitely get a game there, but I don't know. I see it being a little bit closer. Next game, this is a toss-up for me too. Ravens at the Bengals. Both teams fighting for the playoffs here. Bengals favored by 2.5. I guess I'm going to go first on this one. I don't know where I'm going to go. Bengals at home.
I think this comes down to being a quarterback matchup. You got Huntley versus Burrow, and I think who plays better in this game?
Oh, no, technically, no. I thought Jackson definitely out. I mean,
I figured he wouldn't be playing.
No, Jackson was actually he was almost it was up in the air he was going to play last week. So I'm guessing Jackson's going to play this week, but I'm not 100% on that. I would think Jackson. Anybody know if Jackson's going to play this week? Lamar Jackson? Yeah. I don't know. It's a tough game for me. Tough game. I like the way the Ravens, like I said, they're beat up on the defensive side of the ball with injuries and other stuff going on. Bengals, I like the way they've looked against the Packers. They kept it close against the Packers, though. They need the win. Bengals at home, +2.5. See you Saturday. Yes, William Johnson. I will see you Saturday. Anyway, I'm going to go with the Bengals -2.5, just to be – not saying just to be different, but it's a toss-up for me. It really is. Honestly, I'm just going because I like the Bengals more. I like Joe Burrow. I like the offense. I like Jamar Chase. I like T. Higgins. Defense plays well. I don't know. I just think the Ravens, they're too beat up a lot of the time. And, the quarterback's playing well, but I don't know who's going to be a quarterback. Honestly, I don't think it – no offense, I don't think it's that much of a downgrade. I've never been a big fan of Lamar Jackson throwing the ball. But, I don't know. I'm taking the Bengals -2.5. Who are you going with?
Yeah, I think the Bengals are a little bit better, but then, Lamar Jackson could have a big coming out game because, he's been hurt. So who knows? But I'm going to take the Bengals.
Does it say he's questionable or was it?
I couldn't find it.
Couldn't find it.
I'm going to go see on the ESPN. See if
anybody knows if Lamar Jackson's playing, let us know.
He doesn't say he's on the injury reserve.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's going to play, but I'm not 100%. We'll go to the next game. Bears at the Seahawks. Seattle favored by 6.5. Seahawks at home here. Preston, who you going with?
I'm sorry. Let me write down the picks from the last one.
Yes, sir. I apologize.
Okay, I'm sorry. What was the next game?
Bears at Seahawks. Seahawks favored by 6.5.
Where can I not find that? Bears at
Seahawks.
Why can I not find this?
Bears at Seahawks.
Oh, there it is.
Right there.
Bears at Seahawks. Seattle's favored.
6.5. What do I got?
Oh man, this is a tough one, but I'm gonna go with the Bears. The Bears have played some good games the last couple of weeks, so I'm gonna take the Bears +6.5.
Yeah, I just don't think Seattle, besides in those divisional games they play tough, I don't think they should be favored by 6.5 over anybody. I mean, I just don't. I don't know. Like I said, I think Pete Carroll should be fired after the season. I'm not. I've never been. I don't know. Seattle should be. They should be better than what they are because they don't have a good roster necessarily. But I don't know. Some of the stuff they do at times. I mean, even they're what are they? 5-9, 5-9. They probably are a
5-9 Seahawks, 4-10.
They probably really are a 5-9 team. But I expect that team to be blown up here soon. I don't think Russell Wilson's going to be there much longer unless they get some pieces.
Who do you think is going to go?
I'm hoping
he's not coming to New Orleans.
I'm hoping he comes to the Saints. That would be awesome. There was a report,
He's a big family guy. I don't think his wife wants to come to New Orleans. Not saying it's not a great town. I think it is. But for him, he's a Western guy. I mean, he played at North Carolina State. Then
where's he going to go? He could go to San Francisco. I wouldn't mind that either. That's like said San Francisco. I don't mind San Francisco.
Who?
49ers.
Cares.
Sorry. You got me.
I could see him staying out west, or I could see him going out east, but I couldn't see him going to the New Orleans Saints.
Well, the report was teams on the east. I forgot what they were. But anyway.
Atlanta needs a quarterback.
He's going with the Seahawks. So Josh is going with some different picks than us. We're both going with the Bears. He's going with the Seahawks. I'm taking the Bears +6.5 just because, like I said, I don't think Seattle should be favored 6.5.
Yeah, the Hawks going to win this game.
Yeah. We are watching the Hawks game. Hawks magic over here.
Hey, just like the playoffs. Remember that game versus the 76ers?
Yeah.
How did we win?
We're going to go live. Yeah, we're going to go live for some more. Here we go. Next game. Like I said, one of these games I had a tough time choosing here too. A divisional game here. Broncos at the Raiders. Raiders -1.5. I'm just going to take the Raiders coming off a win against the Browns. Broncos injured at quarterback. I think they got a decent defense at times, but I don't know. I liked it. I've always liked Derek Carr, and I liked some of the offensive weapons over there. on the Raiders, even though sometimes I don't know if Waller's going to be back. Is Waller still? What does it say about Waller? Any word on Waller? Is he out for the season or what? Darren Waller.
It says questionable.
Yeah, I'm taking the Raiders. I don't know. Drew Lock's playing over there. Give me the Raiders. Who are you taking?
Yeah, with Teddy Bridgewater out with concussion protocols, I think Derek Carr is going to be able to.
I would love to see Drew Lock be good though. I like him as a person.
He does seem like he has like some personality.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always, when I think of Drew Lock, I always think of that video of him just dancing on the sideline.
Yeah.
Just like no care in the world about not playing the game. He's like just sitting on the sideline.
I think, yeah.
Was it really? So he's just sitting on the sideline, just like having fun. I don't know.
I would love to see him do good.
I liked him when I don't know if you remember.
I liked him at Missouri.
When he played against Texas in a bowl game, and he was sitting there because he played for Missouri. He was playing against Texas in a bowl game, or maybe it was in the regular season. I can't remember. But he threw a touchdown, and he's sitting over here like calling himself the gunslinger. And then you have Steve Sarkisian. If I'm not mistaken, that was Texas head coach at the time. He was sitting there making fun of him when his team scored a touchdown. So it's funny. Yeah, he does have some personality, but I don't think that's going to, obviously doesn't factor into the game. So I'm going to take the Raiders -1.5. And Josh said the same thing. So it's a clean sweep on that one.
Clean sweep on the Raiders there. Next game, we got, I think this is not Sunday night. It's a 4:00 game. Steelers at the Chiefs. Chiefs favored by 7.5. Steelers coming off a win against the Titans. Close game. I think they won like 19-13, I think. Chiefs coming off a win over the Chargers on Thursday night. They got a little break. Who you going with?
I'm going to go with the Chiefs -7.5. I think this is the time where Andy Reid's going to have the team try to start firing on all cylinders. They've been getting better in each and every week. They start off the season kind of rough, and then halfway through the middle.
Defense is just totally –
it's
been a 180.
They're getting better. They are getting better. I'm still not sold on the Steelers. Some weeks they look great. Some weeks they look like they're quarterback, their aging wonder in Ben Roethlisberger, where they just look, just rough. They played really good last week, but I think the Chiefs are better. The Chiefs are at home. I'm going to take the Chiefs -7.5.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs as well. Like I said, I just think the Chiefs are a better team. I'm not a believer in Big Ben. Watching the Hawks game. Big three. Make that. Missed it. Oh, put back. Anyway. No, I'm taking the Chiefs. I just think they're better. Even though Pittsburgh does need to win, somehow I think they're – what's Pittsburgh's record?
7-6-1.
Yeah, they need to win. They need to win. But Chiefs trying to lock up the 1 seed. Steelers need to win. 7.5, that could be a lot of points. I mean, Steelers want to keep this game close, but I don't know. I just think Chiefs are a way better team. Give me the Chiefs.
Well, if they want to win the game, they have to keep it close.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying they want to win the game. They're going to have to keep it close, and they should be coming to play. But I expect, Chiefs to get some pressure on Big Ben, or, I expect Ben to turn over the ball.
I agree. I do. I think he might.
This could be.
What's the over/under for that interceptions? 2.5, or would you put it at 1.5?
No,
I'd say 1.5. I'd say 1.5. I'd probably say 1, maybe 1.5. I would say if I had to set the line, I'd say.
I don't know. I mean, I don't even know. Like, he could dump it off a few times. Maybe he plays more conservative. But I don't know.
I don't think you can play
Chiefs
conservative
defense
versus the Chiefs.
Chiefs defense should be a good play in fantasy, I would think. But you never know. I'm always wrong.
I have them in fantasy, and I was questioning if I needed to play them.
All right, next game. Sunday Night Football. Washington at Dallas. Got Washington coming off a loss. And still – dealing with I wish they need to run Gilbert back out there. Give him another chance. My boy Gilbert, I thought he wasn't that bad. 10.5, Dallas is favored. I don't know if Washington did have some injured pieces. They had like a bunch of injuries. I was live for that game yesterday. They had a bunch of injuries during the game on the defensive side of the ball.
Linebackers out.
But 10.5, I don't like Dallas that much.
No, and
it's a divisional game. Like
Dak Prescott is not. He's not playing great, and in those reasons, just like Josh, I'm taking Washington.
I was hoping to get a game here, man.
I think Washington is
I'm
playing
taking
tough.
Washington. I'm taking Washington. It's a divisional game. 10.5. I hate Dallas. Dallas can go. Excuse me. I don't like Dallas. I'm not a Cowboys guy. Sorry if the guy that few guys that like the Cowboys the other day may watch. Sorry about that. But I'm not a Dallas guy. I just think Washington plays tough. Their defense plays tough at times. Once again, I'm not a Dallas guy. Give me Washington on the road, 10.5. I don't think they'll win, but I think they'll cover the 10.5. Next game. Hoping to go live for this game. I don't know what day it's on. If it's
Monday.
Well, I don't know what date I'm in. Monday Night Football. Dolphins at the Saints. Saints favored by 3.5. It's your pick.
Yeah. Is Tua going to be healthy for this matchup? Are they going to be able to put it together for 60 minutes? Like, what's it looking like? Okay, so
Tua's been healthy.
Bowden Jr.'s out. Robert
You see him
Jones
truck
is
that
out.
guy?
Yeah. 3.5. I think New Orleans is playing, better football. I think, if they want to make the playoffs,
What's the
they
over
gotta
under
win
in
now.
this game?
I'll tell you right now.
Because
I would
you
say
better bet the under.
45, maybe.
45. Bet the
38.5.
Oh, I was about to say 45. If the under was 45, I might put everything on my life on the under. 38, that's a low number. I mean, what's the score got to be 38? My math's not that good. I obviously
17, 14.
Obviously, as much as I think Dolphins could stay hot here, this is going to be a low-scoring game. 3.5 is a lot of points. God, do I take the Saints?
I'm taking the Saints minus 3.5. I'm going to go ahead and take it away from him. Josh is taking the Dolphins plus 3.5.
God.
All up on this guy over here.
This is tough, man. I'm not, Tua. I like Tua. Tua can throw. He's a really accurate quarterback at times.
Josh, do you remember where Tua went to college? Was he good in college or something like that? I can't remember where he played.
He wasn't great till the end. Somebody paid off the defensive player on Georgia, and he won a national championship. That's the only reason he won.
This guy earlier was saying everybody makes excuses, and this guy's ever making excuses.
That's not an excuse. That is a fact.
He was paid off.
Just like the rest were paid off 2 other times for the Saints not going to the Super Bowl. Freaking pass interference the Rams did on the Saints, and the freaking Vikings.
I was about to say, I was thinking about the Vikings
the Vikings.
And they're trying to tackle him in the air.
Dude, I mean, he got stone cold stunned and fell to the ground. I mean, anyway, I'm taking my team. I'm taking the Saints minus 3.5. I'm not comfortable with it. I just don't like I think this is going to be a low scoring game. This is going to be similar to the game you see against the Buccaneers. But maybe Tua can make some mistakes. Young quarterback, maybe we can get to him. Maybe he can make some mistakes. Maybe the defense scores twice instead of the offense. Maybe.
You got Cam Jordan.
Maybe this is too. It's not just Cam Jordan. We got plenty of defensive players. I wish we still had the defensive lineman from on the Bengals now. I forgot his name for some reason. Anyway, that was one of my favorite players. But, yeah, I'm taking the Saints. Maybe we can make some mistakes. That made me think. Give me the Saints minus 3.5. That's all the games, though. Yeah. So this is it until after Christmas. We are live. We may do the next one live. I don't know. We'll be live for the next college stream. We'll be live tomorrow night I'll be live for 49ers and Titans. Still got to figure out how I'm going to do that with NFL Network, but I'm going to be live for that game. Should be a good game. But yeah, I think that's about it. That's week 16. Appreciate everybody watching. Hope you have a good Christmas, Merry Christmas, and guessing I don't even know if we're going to be here before New Year's. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But possibly, if not, we'll figure out something. We'll see. Appreciate you watching. Peace.